It is 1940 and England is bracing for a German invasion. 14-year-old Lizzie Novis, a fiercely straightforward girl with untamable brown hair and flashing eyes, flatly refuses to board an evacuation ship to America. Her overbearing grandmother has sent an estate steward to chaperone her, but Lizzie easily outsmarts the man, a heavy drinker with a wide frame and bloated, blistered trotters. Ditching her luggage, Lizzie sneaks off the ship and races back to London. She is absolutely determined to find her 19-year-old brother Jakob and uncover the truth about their American mother Willa, who mysteriously vanished in Poland at the outbreak of the war and is presumed dead by everyone but Lizzie. Jakob, a brilliant math prodigy with a thin, boyish face, unkempt curly hair and an out-of-fashion Detroit Tigers baseball cap, is forced to leave his highly classified post to fetch his runaway sister. Jakob is secretly working at Bletchley Park, Britain's top-secret code-breaking centre, and he is terrified that Lizzie's impulsive nature will compromise his work or result in his arrest for treason. Before they leave their London flat for the countryside, Lizzie secretly discovers a small blue leather calendar diary and an embassy memo belonging to their mother hidden beneath the floorboards. She conceals them in her coat, sensing they hold the key to Willa's disappearance. Arriving in the quiet village of Bletchley, they immediately cross paths with a tall, narrow MI5 agent possessing a bony face and a constantly lit cigarette. Lizzie instantly dubs him the Smoking Scarecrow, though his real name is William James Jarvis. Jakob drops Lizzie at the local Shoulder of Mutton Inn, where she meets Colin Tilbury, the 15-year-old son of the innkeepers. Colin has sandy brown hair, mischievous blue eyes, and a slight limp that keeps him from enlisting. He is a skilled mechanic waiting anxiously for news of his older brother, an RAF pilot, and he quickly becomes Lizzie's loyal friend and co-investigator. At the Bletchley Park mansion, Lizzie is hauled before the colonel, a slim, imposing man with falcon eyes and a tailored suit. Rather than banishing her, the colonel forces Lizzie to sign the Official Secrets Act and puts her to work as a messenger. She is paired with Marion Hoffman, a petite Austrian Jewish refugee with moon-pale skin and large, doll-like eyes, who dreams of joining her evacuated sister in America. While Lizzie runs messages across the sprawling 55-acre estate, observing its quirky geniuses and hiding her own investigation, Jakob works grueling midnight shifts in Hut 6. He and his team, led by the handsome, pipe-smoking mathematician Gordon Welchman, are desperately trying to crack the German Enigma cipher. Millions of lives and the fate of Britain rest on reading the Luftwaffe's radio messages, but the machine's mathematical permutations number in billions. Jakob feels the crushing weight of failure. Adding to his overwhelming stress, Inspector Jarvis repeatedly corners Jakob to drop sinister accusations. He reveals that an American embassy clerk in London was just arrested for passing classified documents to the Nazis. Because Willa worked in the exact same embassy as a cipher clerk, Jarvis aggressively accuses her of being a German spy who deliberately defected in Poland. Jakob is deeply rattled by the interrogation, but he refuses to believe his mother is a traitor. Unbeknownst to Jakob, Lizzie and Colin launch a covert operation. They sneak off to London to interview Olivia McWatters, Willa's former colleague at the American embassy. Olivia reveals that Willa didn't evacuate Warsaw with the rest of the staff as planned. Instead, she was last seen meeting with 3 Polish men and looking for a shovel. Before Lizzie can dig deeper, she and Colin narrowly escape capture by the sweaty Mr. Fleetwood, who is hunting Lizzie at their London flat to drag her to America. Returning to Bletchley, Lizzie confronts Jakob with her findings. Jakob finally admits that right before Willa left for Poland, she visited him at the inn and secretly slipped a newspaper clipping of a homemaker's recipe column into his Polish dictionary. Holding the clipping over a hot light bulb to reveal invisible ink, they decode a hidden message assuring Jakob that his father would be proud of him. Lizzie realizes Willa is indeed alive and utilizing tradecraft to communicate. Pulling their knowledge, they deduce that the 3 Polish men Willa met in Warsaw were brilliant mathematicians who had broken earlier versions of the Enigma cipher. Just as the mystery deepens, Jakob experiences a monumental breakthrough at work. By realizing that lazy German operators use the Enigma machine's daily ring settings as their starting message keys, Jakob and his team figure out a backdoor into the cipher. With this educated guess, the eccentric genius Alan Turing, a slender, dark-haired man who famously rides his bicycle wearing a gas mask to combat his hay fever, can program his massive ticking code-breaking machine, the bomb, to decipher German orders at lightning speed. Turing is so eccentric, in fact, that young Nigel, a 12-year-old boy with a bowl of brown hair and big glasses who lives on the estate, catches Turing burying pure silver ingots in the woods to hide his life savings from a potential Nazi invasion. But as Jakob helps punch a hole in Hitler's plans, the threat to Lizzie escalates.
Fleetwood tracks her down to the Mutton Inn, declaring she will be flown to Cleveland that very evening. Lizzie orchestrates a brilliant decoy. With Colin's help, Marion dresses in Lizzie's heavy black mourning veil and boards the plane in her place. This masterstroke fulfills Marion's desperate dream to reunite with her sister in America, while allowing Lizzie to safely remain in England to find her mother. Shortly after, Lizzie receives another envelope slipped under her door. Inside is a recipe for goulash, the number 53, and a crossword puzzle with a clue for a bilious complaint, which translates to the gallbladder. Using a shared family memory, their gran aggressively yelling at them for swimming in cold water and ruining their gallbladders at the Swiss hotel, Lizzie decoded the message. Goulash refers to their late father's birthday, September 7th. Gallbladder means the Swiss hotel, and 53 is the address on Old Compton Street in London. Willa is instructing them to bring the calendar diary to that location today. At the same time, Jakob learns a stunning piece of history from Turing. An American woman matching Willa's description accompanied the Polish codebreakers on a bombed train out of Warsaw. She bravely helped them save their vital Enigma research equipment before vanishing in the rubble. Realizing Lizzie is heading straight into war-torn London on the exact day the Luftwaffe is anticipated to launch a massive attack, Jakob borrows a beat-up car from the innkeeper and races after her. He intercepts Lizzie at the Swiss hotel, just as she realizes the empty, musty lobby feels like a dangerous trap. They proceed cautiously to the designated room, but Willa is not there. Instead, the Colonel steps out from the shadows. He swears them both to absolute lifelong secrecy and reveals the astonishing truth. Willa is an MI6 spy. She orchestrated her own assignment to Poland specifically to help the Polish codebreakers escape and to bury their replica Enigma machines in an unmarked grave, using the shovel, so the advancing Nazis wouldn't capture the technology. Her heroic actions saved the foundational intelligence that Bletchley Park relies upon to fight the war. However, for her safety and the integrity of the intelligence network, she must officially remain dead to the world. While the Colonel is speaking, a hotel maid slips into the room to deliver a tea tray, speaking in the exact lilting voice of the siblings' beloved Welsh housekeeper. Before anyone fully processes the interruption, the maid snatches Lizzie's burlap sack containing the calendar diary and vanishes out the door. Jakob and Lizzie look at each other in shock and elation. The maid was Willa in an impeccable disguise. Inside the bag she left behind, they find a loving note from their mother, praising their brilliance and promising they will all swim together when the war is over. Stepping out of the hotel, Jakob and Lizzie are caught in the devastating onset of the London Blitz. They survive the terrifying explosive night huddled in a brick basement shelter, clutching each other as bombs rain down and decimate the city above them. The harrowing experience cements their understanding of the war's sheer gravity and the immense cost of freedom. Returning to Bletchley Park the next morning, Jakob's code-breaking efforts pay off massively. Hut 6 successfully decrypts direct orders from Adolf Hitler, citing deteriorating weather and a lack of air superiority. Hitler has postponed Operation Sea Lion, the invasion of Britain, until the spring. The brutal war is far from over, but the Novis siblings have found Interpus. Bound by the Official Secrets Act, they stand together, Jakob the brilliant codebreaker and Lizzie the relentless investigator, proud defenders of their country and their remarkable, unstoppable mother.